Hello, this is George. Just want to thank everyone for the fantastic uh, past 6 weeks. The videos and all the projects and the assessments and everything were very well done, very well thought out. So now that we're on to week 7, I wanted to just kind of go over what we should do, because one thing about assessments, and that's going to be our final assignment, is we want a uh, up here. I'll just show it as I'm talking about it. Is in our assignments talks about formative and summative assessments. And those are so deeply important for learning, whether you're K through 12, higher ed, or corporate slash industrial training. Those formative assessments and summative assessments are extremely important, because what they do is they allow you to uh, change your approach. That's why these partnering pedagogies are so important. If you have to be face to face or online, it gives you the opportunity to change your approach depending on what the formative assessments tell you, because with formative assessments, you can form your plan as you go. It lets you think by the seat of your pants, if you will. Whereas a summative assessment is the final assessment, was the material learned. And then there's a third assessment also that we should start thinking about the second that we even realize we're going to have a program, a class, or anything else, and that's how to define what success is for that class, especially in corporate America, industrial America. You need to have a metric. You need to know what makes this class a success, not what makes a learner a success, but how is that success categorized, or what does that success look like outside of the classroom? Because there's generally a piece that happens outside of the classroom that drives the training in the first place. So let's say if it's manufacturing, part of your assessment that could align directly up to a metric would be number of defects, time off the job, any things like that that are tangible that you can use. So that's assessing the uh, how well the class is and how much the class actually helps the problem, because in corporate America we often have a class because there is a problem. So we want to make sure that we assess that very well. So just wanted to kind of mention that, because we spend a lot of time talking about K through 12 and higher ed, where it is very important, but I want to make sure we talked about the corporate side as well, because that's where I spent 20 of my years. Then if we scroll up, let me get to our discussions. So our weekly discussions, our discussion questions have been fantastic so far. Um, the way everyone's interacted with the question and has given feedback, because several of the weeks it's been for peer review, the part 2 of the question, and I just wanted to tell everybody how much I appreciate the effort that they give on giving feedback to your peers, because that is so valuable, because that's how we learn from each other's experience. And when we do that, we get a completely new perspective. So this week it's critical review of partnering lessons. And what I like is you're going to post your entire lesson here, and then you're going to get peer feedback for that. So everybody had their lessons together. I saw quite a bit of them already. Um, the workmanship, the detail, and everything that everybody puts into it is commendable. So I just want to thank everybody for the hard work and effort, because things like that don't come together easy. When you have a lesson plan or a lesson and it looks very simple and very easy, it means there's a ton of work that went into the back end of it, because simple generally means tough, difficult, hard from the design perspective. So, and it is important to keep things simple. Um, but by us as designers keeping it simple, it means we put a whole lot of work in the back end of this, or in the front end of it. So we want to make sure that let everybody know how I appreciate all the effort that it takes to create those easy to follow, simple to understand courses that everybody did. So I appreciate that. And final reflections will be next week. And that's about it. So one thing I am going to do is this today, I am going to put up a a poll, a vote to see if anybody wants to have a synchronous session in this last session, just to go over anything. All 7 weeks are up for grabs, or anything in particular for design or education can be up for grabs for the discussion. And so we'll be voting for our, if you want to have a synchronous discussion, and the time to have it in. So I just want to thank everybody and have a fantastic week.